The first thing I wanted to talk with you about, Cam Bertrand, my old buddy.
It feels like therapy.
I know, it does feel like therapy. I've got such a good therapy voice, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like I have a good disarming voice for a lot of things. Crazy people, I think I get with them pretty good.
Yeah, I think you talk as if everybody's homeless. You know what I mean? Where it's almost like, hey, how are you?
Yeah, everything's a pet. Yeah. It's a good way
you
to
are? Yeah, how you been?
I'm never implicated because I go, what would I do? I'm just being here.
Yeah.
I didn't shatter the glass or whatever. But yeah, I think Dragon Ball Z is real because my hair stands up when I work out and when I'm in a good mood. And I don't put any product in my hair. I don't wash my hair ever. Maybe once a month I used to. I haven't put product in my hair for over a year. And now if I'm in a good mood, it stands up straight. When I work out, stands up straight. If I'm sad, goes down. But they try to destroy that with shampoos and conditioners. So there's no natural energy going through your hairs. They say it's a conductor. It's like an antenna. What do you think about that?
I think it's funny that you feel like you had to convince me about Dragon Ball Z being real. Where as soon as you said it, I was like, I agree.
100%.
You could have said anything. Yeah. You could be like, because I feel like I used to have a tail and they cut it off so I could be powerful.
I feel like the most popular, powerful art, there's always truth behind it.
Yeah.
And yeah, energy, Dragon Ball Z is all about energy. I mean, everything natural is good, and I feel like everything unnatural is bad for you.
We know they're poisoning our food. I think that's why I can't do a Kamehameha.
Yes,
it's because
100%.
I've had too much Mountain Dew.
It's the microplastics. If we ate naturally, we could probably move shit with our hands, with our energy. Yeah, pheromones. Dude, I smell great. Women like the way I smell, and I don't use deodorant. I don't use cologne. They try to mask that shit because if you're a bad person and you eat bad, you will smell like shit, which is to try to keep people away from you because you don't have your shit together.
Yeah. There's people that you see that look terrible and you go, I bet they smell bad.
Yeah.
You've never seen a dude that looks real raggedy and you go, oh, he actually smells great. Like,
right.
It's always there's an aura.
Yeah, it's all about, aura, energy.
There's a natural zhuzh to it.
100%. Dude, all that stuff is real. Karma is real. Spirituality is real. But they just want to have you hooked on stuff that you pay for. Like they want to monopolize free things that we need. Because in reality, all we need is like sunlight, water, food, shelter, and exercise.
That'd actually be so interesting to figure out if there was a way to make good people smell good and bad people smell bad. Like in like a character way, not like a physical way.
Yeah.
Like if you see a hot girl and you're like, oh man, she looks great. And you smell her and you're like, oh.
And that is
you're
the case
a bad
sometimes.
person.
Dude,
like, one
of the things that's kind of held me back from hooking up with trans women is I'm just kind of worried that they might smell like men.
That's so progressive.
Sincerely.
Like
that's I had a trans woman DM me who was really interested in me, and she was very beautiful. But I thought about it, and like honestly, I'm scared that they might smell like a man, and that would throw me off.
So this is what I understand your fear of why that could throw you off.
Mm-hmm.
But in my head, I go, they've done everything else to transition.
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to focus on scent? Like, you don't think, like, the only thing that I've noticed that they're not able to change, and the thing that, like, really deters me hard other than penis, is the voice.
Yeah, the voice is a
voice
tough
is
one.
tough. Voice is tough. Like,
is tough.
You can't undo certain octaves.
No.
You know, and as much as you try to do the thing, it's like there's still going to be a time where it's, and you're like, chill out.
Well, that's kind of how I'm feeling about trans rights these days, because when people complain, like, we're not getting treated fairly, this and that, it's like, dude, on Tinder, sometimes they're hotter than the normal born. How do you say
most of the, yeah, how do you say it without getting in trouble? I don't want
to say, normal. That's not right.
Was it
from birth?
Cisgender?
Yeah, cisgender female from birth. But so at this
original product.
Yes, at this point,
factory model.
If you're a trans person and you're
refurbished,
at this point, if you're a trans person and you're complaining about unfair treatment, it's because you're not attractive.
Yeah,
hot trans do not get discriminated on.
I think
it's just ugliness. All ugly people are hated on. So it's not a trans thing. It's not a gay thing. It's not a sexuality thing. You're just not attractive.
I would agree with that, but I also think that we're getting to a point now where the pushback was always like, it's weird, don't do it, it's fucking weird. But now we're getting to the point where it's fun to see the honesty of people go, oh no, some of them are hot, but I'm good. Like, you know, where you go, if you don't see the penis and you don't hear certain octaves of voice, you would get tricked. You would get got. You would go, that's an attractive person.
Right.
That's the fun part. Is like when you catch somebody homophobic or transphobic and you go, would you have sex with this person? They go, hell yeah. And you go, this is transgender. They go, no, I wouldn't. And you go, you're lying because this is
100%.
Traditionally an attractive person.
Yes. Okay. You're at the girl's place. Met her that night, first day, awesome. You guys love each other, everything's great. You're both wasted. You get home, hottest girl you've ever seen. Pulls down her pants, she has a penis. And she's like, hey,
we dap up, we play 2K.
But you're already horny and you're wasted. You're already hard.
Okay, we both jerk off, we dap up, we play 2K.
So you're hard, she pulls her dick out. You think what? Hers goes up, yours goes down? That's how it goes. Oh my God.
That's so funny. Hey, and then you're like, yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think, I think the same way, races are mixing pretty good. Few generations will all look like Kim Kardashian and stuff, that's the future. We'll all look Persian. We'll all be mixed. So, in the future, maybe we'll all be trans. Maybe everybody's got two. We all got two things going on.
I think we'll get to a point where you can choose.
Like,
I just think if you go, today I want this. And then
that'd be cool.
I think there should be a time period of like, if you commit, there's hey, 90 days. You can
Switcheroo.
only change every 90 days.
That's cool.
That way you can't just go back and forth day to day. But you go, you know what? I'm going to try this out. And then 3 months go by and you go, not for me.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I think you should get a 3-month trial.
A grace period.
Yeah.
Where
figure it out.
You become a girl named Grace.
It's literally
you get
the grace period.
It's literally a grace period. Okay.
That'd be fun. Like over the 90-day period, you get 3 periods, and then you get to decide whether or not it's
you
worth
still want to do this. Yeah.
And then if you're a woman transitioning into a man, and then now you have to get in bar fights, and you have to protect people, and you have to be the first line of defense, and you get drafted to war, and you go, you know what?
Exactly.
Hey, I'm good.
Yeah, I think both sides would switch back. I think everyone would go back to their original if they had to deal with everything.
Isn't it funny how you say go back to the original, because it's like once you've had it long enough, that's your norm.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be a woman because I know the downsides of being a man, but if I had to experience different downsides, like there's downsides to being American, but there's also way worse downsides of being impoverished.
I don't know. Yeah,
by being a third world person,
broke.
Living in dirt.
Where's the second world? We always talk about third world. Where's the second world? Is it Mars? Does Elon know? Okay, so we're white.
Second world's just Argentina. It's like mid.
Yeah, it's mid. It's mid.
No, it's like Australians,
Canada,
where it's like they have like wombats and they got rattlesnakes and poisonous shit, but they're like, but like crikey, mate, we live all right.
Yeah, which is vaguely alien. There's a lot of animals in different countries. Even like back home, sometimes in DC, I see new insects. You ever see new insects?
Yeah, new bugs freak me out.
Like, where did this come from?
Bro, I'm so afraid of getting murdered by bug. Like,
by
the thing
bug.
is, like, I always wanted to go out like in a cool way of like lion, tiger, something that's like masculine and like tough.
For sure.
I don't want to go out by like sea urchin.
No.
Like that's why I don't like the ocean. It's like if you're just swimming around in the ocean, you just get fucking touched by seaweed.
Yeah. There's too much under there. Yeah, it's too scary. So we're both white. I mean,
rats.
we can see it. I mean, a lot of your body's covered, so you can't tell me. But yeah, we're both
black it out.
And there's the concept of white privilege. And you try to think about what is white privilege. How did we get ahead? You can't really deny there is white privilege because white people seem to have gotten all the resources in America, and there was slavery. We were the slave owners first. So how did we make all this happen? So I try to think about things like well, we didn't invent all these evil things, like guns. That was Chinese people. We didn't invent like genocide. That was like the Mesopotamian, Middle Eastern area. We didn't invent slavery. That was the Greeks. And you might say, well, Greeks are white people. Yeah, but not to us. So it's like, white people didn't invent all of these evil things, but we seem to be accredited for the most evil. And I'm just thinking that maybe we were just better at it.
I love the justification of being like, I mean, we didn't start it, but we're just kind of good at it.
Yeah, I mean, because if we, white privilege is like we rose to the top somehow. We're holding down and oppressing other races. Mm-hmm. But what did we do? When exactly did this happen?
I mean, Christopher Columbus convinced a lot of people to get into a boat and to take over a civilization that was already conquered.
Yeah.
So it's like pretty early on, the whites took over. I mean, we changed the Bible.
Right. Well,
that's pretty white.
Okay. So
white privilege is making Jesus white.
True. 100%. Yeah. White privilege is making Jesus white.
We just changed the past.
So have you ever heard the theory that all humanity was started when aliens had sex with apes? to create like workers to mine
I like
gold
to think
from
that
them.
I'm half ape and half alien.
Yeah, I think it's pretty fair to think that because, there's still apes and they go, what's the missing link? Yeah, a lot of people, probably not a lot of people, but some people believe that humanity was started when aliens bred with apes to create workers to mine gold. And here's the thing. They claim that blonde-haired, blue-eyed people are the most recessive genes, which were naturally the weakest genes. So I think it's that white people, we were naturally the weakest overall. So we're overcompensating our insecurity. And that's why we want to oppress people so much because we're scared. Yes, we're scared.
Yeah, we're all white Napoleons.
100%.
Yeah. I just can't stop thinking about who the alien that had sex with the ape that got in trouble, where everybody was like, you fucked the ape? And then it just like created a civilization. He was like, I don't know, man.
It was the only thing down here that was like moving.
It was like the human who had sex with a monkey and started AIDS.
Yeah.
Where it's just AIDS. Like, can we just all stop fucking monkeys?
But that's kind of feels like the AIDS story, a human fucking a monkey sounds kind of similar to like we all got COVID from bat soup.
I think both are possible.
It seems possible, but it's also like kind of unverifiable. Where you're like, yeah, some guy fucked a monkey. We swear, some guy fucked a monkey. Because like you can't really check that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like the crack epidemic. That was probably put in the hood by the government.
So, that's class. That's for sure.
AIDS and COVID were probably just both made to control population.
I just feel like you'd have to go to every monkey owner's house and then just see how they interact with the monkey. He's just like petting it. You're like, that guy fucks that monkey.
That would suck to get AIDS having sex with a monkey.
Whoa, you're like, oh man, I thought this was safe.
I didn't know. You didn't tell me you weren't clean. Yeah, can you get a STD test on a monkey?
Hey, can I test my monkey?
Yeah,
why do you want to know?
You bring.
I just need to know.
I'm just curious. We hang out. I don't want to mix blood or whatever.
Have you slept with anybody in the last 6 months?
Yeah.
just me and him.
The fuck? You cheat on me, monkey? Damn. Yeah, that's fucked up. Okay. Next thing I'm thinking about. What does that say? Okay. Well, dating's weird. Dating's dumb. You ever been to couples therapy before?
Dude, almost.
We've
been talking about it.
I did one couples therapy session in my life. It was insane. I told the woman that I like having sex with other people unprotected, and I'm not going to change that. And the therapist is literally talking to my ex-girlfriend at the time, like, you don't have to be with him. And I'm kind of telling her that, like, yeah, you don't have to be with me. But she thought she could change me. And I just didn't want to change my lifestyle.
You were just paying a third party to end your relationship.
Yeah, she paid him too. And it was fucked up. And it was bad because, like, I'm explaining to this woman my lifestyle as a comedian. And I'm like, hey, it's like a very low-level rock star, Some nights people want to hang out with you, and I like to do that sometimes. It's nice to get attention, and sometimes you want to have fun in the moment and not regret turning down fun in the future. And the therapist goes, well, I can understand how some people might be attracted to that lifestyle. And I go, see, that's what I'm saying. And she goes, I'm not agreeing with you. She goes, I'm just saying I can see how some women might be attracted to that. But that's the only couples therapy thing I've ever gone to. And then we hung out that night afterwards and kept seeing each other probably for like a whole nother year.
So you're telling me couples therapy doesn't work?
I don't know what it was supposed to do in that case, but yeah, it just turns into a fight regulated by
the confidence it takes to go, yeah, I just want to have unprotected sex with other people.
Yeah.
Right?
And she's literally like, well, could you just like use protection? And I'm like, I don't want to though.
You're the problem.
Yeah, but it's like, if I'm the problem and you choose to stay with me.
That's crazy. That is the most toxic, abusive shit I've ever heard in my life. Being like, hey, baby, you don't got to be here. It's like, no, I want you, but I only want you. Yeah, but I don't only want you.
I guess I don't know. People want what they can't have.
Truly.
I'm a wild horse running around and people want to go, I can tame him.
Somebody's like, I can tame you. I'll feed you so good. I'll take care of you. I'll love you. And you go, I want to roam.
Well, the issue, I was talking to your beautiful producer, Mike, over here, is I think, I'm a people pleaser and I want to make people happy at all costs. And, I'll gas the girls up. I'll be like, you're the greatest. I love you so much. We'll be together forever. And then, being in a relationship is kind of like being arrested in the sense of like whatever you say will be used against you. Yeah. Because, then when I try to break up later, they'll be like, but you said I was the best.
Yes.
And I go, well, you were the best. I go, feelings change. dude, people don't understand that feelings can change. And, I don't think it's an issue for, to tell people you love them so much and then you change. What's wrong with that? Funny. I believe it in the moment. In the moment, I believe we'll be together forever. But then my feelings change and I don't believe it anymore.
My brother is a very big, back in the day, they used to call it being a player. Now it's a fuckboy, right? Yes. But I remember when he's 6 years older than me. And I remember being a kid and he had a girlfriend and they broke up, and I told him, I was like, why do you tell all these women that you love them? And he goes, because it works. That's essentially what you've learned is
it works, but I do love them. I do feel real love. One time, a new comedian, a female comedian, moved to our scene, and she said, I've heard about you. And I go, what do you mean by that? She goes, the girls, they tell me you're like a fuckboy, but none of them have said anything bad about you. So I don't know what that means, but I'm not upsetting them. But I guess if I have tendencies of whatever, but I don't know. I just love seeing the smiles on people's faces.
You are the most autistic fuckboy I've ever been like, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. No. I just want to fuck everybody. I just want to make you happy. I love you. You're a puppy.
Yes, I am like a puppy. And yeah.
You're the puppy who runs away and everybody's like, oh my God, no, I miss that puppy. I love it so much. I want to save it. But you're the happiest. You're running around being like,
yeah. I feel like I'm harmless, but maybe mentally that's not great for people.
No, it does terrible things to other people, but you don't mean to.
One time I blocked a girl on everything. So she sent me 2 cents on Venmo to curse me out.
I love that she refused to give $1 and you can't send a penny.
Yeah. The lowest minimum amount. It might have been 5 or 10 cents, if I had a dime for every time. But yeah, so that was interesting.
Also, she just sends it public so that she.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, so everybody can see it. Yeah, that's dangerous to have that.
I wonder how long of the memo you can send in a Venmo.
It was pretty long. It was pretty long.
She sends another one to follow up. Yeah. She ran out of.
Yeah. By 2 weeks later, I have $45,000.
Another thing.
So, I was on reality television. We've both been on things. And at the height of it, I went to a Halloween party for charity. The mayor was there. The mayor was in a cage. And you had to raise enough money to get the mayor out of the cage.
What if nobody donated?
I know.
You just leave the mayor in the cage.
It was kind of nice to see a mayor in a cage. I think that was part of the kink for everybody. But so I walk into this Halloween party. I'm wearing a kimono and a gold chain and stuff. A girl grabs me 2 seconds in the party. She grabs me, pulls me into a closet room, and she just starts blowing me. We haven't spoken anything. She just pulls my pants down.
She just thought you were a king.
Yeah, just starts blowing me. And so I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. And so I'm like, oh, we should have sex, right? And she goes, whoa. She goes, what? She goes, I don't even know you. I'm like, you grabbed me and started blowing me and this and that. And then so that just keeps happening. And then while she's blowing me, she keeps stopping and going, my dad would hate this so much.
Because that's the cage.
Yeah, she goes, my dad's a lawyer. He would hate this.
Her dad was in that cage.
Yeah, her dad was in the cage. But yeah, so that was weird. But yeah, sometimes it's interesting the moral lines people have where they'll just decide I'll do this far, but I'm not crossing this. And anyone on that line is insane.
Yeah.
But everyone's got a different line. So it's but yeah, it's dude, if you haven't spoken to me and thank God I'm okay with that, you didn't ask me anything.
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been in the opposite situation where I don't have it in me to ask for head. I just don't.
Yeah.
But I've had plenty of sex with people and never asked them for that because I go, what if I go, we want to give me head? And they go, no. And then I'm I don't know. I don't know how to do the inverse.
Yeah, that would suck. You ever have a girl eat your ass?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like
I could never ask though.
That's what I thought. It's like ordering off the secret menu.
Yes.
You can't ask for it.
No, they have to go for it. Yeah.
But after the first few times of people doing that, I did start to get a taste for it. And I do ask people now. I'll be like, will you do that? And for the most part, not really. No.
I'm not good at rejection.
But I get it though. So it's like me asking a girl to eat my ass. If she says no, I'm like, well, yeah, that's good for you.
Dude, I went to go pull hair one time and
pull hair.
Pull her hair.
Okay.
And when I went to go pull her hair, she has a sensitive scalp.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Ow.
Yeah, and she said ow, and like she like hit my hand, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, all right, just real defeated. And then I went to go choke her one time, and then like she like moved my hand. She was like, no.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little awkward when those moments happen. But, everybody's got their different lines, whatever.
Yeah,
but,
like it's just the awkwardness. Like, hey, well, you want to eat my ass? She's like, no. You're like, oh, yeah.
Like, well,
yeah, me neither.
Well, we still love each other, right? Dude, what about, like, dirty talking, too? Like, I was never really into that for most of my life because it just feels weird. Because when people want me to be mean, that feels weird. Tell me I'm a dirty bitch. Tell me I'm a stupid whore. Tell me, like...
That's hard for me, too.
Yeah, because, like, in my head originally, I'm like, well, this is, like, my sweet angel.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be mean to my baby. I love her so
you,
much.
And I love what you're letting me do right now.
But then, like, 6 months later, I'm like, yeah, you fucking whore. Piece of shit. Yeah, you stupid slut. And they're like, I've never gotten off so hard. I'm like, great. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
I love when it's with them saying it to me.
You like them being mean to you?
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't want people to be mean to me.
Yeah. No,
what kind of mean things?
Like, I'll get slapped around a little bit.
Yeah, but what would they say to you? That's mean.
It's like mean shit. Like,
I feel like girls being mean to guys in dirty talk is not the same at all of guys being mean to girls in dirty. Because what are they going to say? You idiot.
No.
You suck.
No, she's called me a bitch before, and I'm like, there's something there. I like that.
A girl being really mean to you, all fucking you. I guess, switching the, if they're dominating you, that's kind of cool, I guess. And you go, oh, cool, this never happens.
And then, but like, I'm also the type where like, I got to get my get back. Like, once we flip, now it's, my turn. Like, like, I'm not just going to get fucking, just cooked.
No.
Yeah.
It's got to go both ways, for sure. Yeah. And the weirdest... God, I don't even want to talk about it. The weirdest stuff is one time a girl wanted me to like call her mommy and pretend I was like her baby and like fake breastfeed with her and shit.
Bruh,
I fuck mommy real good,
I've had
nobody fucks stuff. Baby like so. But then at the same time you're like, well, the girl's hot and like I like having sex, so just give them whatever they want.
I had one of those the baby girls one time. Mm-hmm. She goes I like to role play, I like to dress up, and I was like, oh, word. And then she was showing me what she liked to dress up as. Mm-hmm. And then it got to her in these like legit baby outfits, like the bib, the binky, like all that stuff. And I was like, I will not do that. And she was like, oh, is that weird? And I was like, that is weird. That is a weird thing.
Yeah.
You want me, because it's weird for you to want to dress up as a baby, but it's way weirder for anybody who wants to have sex with you while you're dressed like that.
100%.
So I was like, even if I wanted to please you, which I'm a big pleasing person, like I want to do what makes you happy.
Yes.
I don't have it in me to mentally go, I'm fucking baby.
Yes.
Right. So
God forbid you enjoy that.
Bruh, that'd be so crazy. That'd be weird.
Dude, then if you got a baby fetish from a girl who dresses like a baby, you like little
you have to marry that person.
Little babies in real life might trigger those
crazy
those memories.
You just see a baby and you're like, no.
You see a little baby with a rattle, you're like, we gotta go home, baby. You just get me in the mood.
But also, if that becomes your kink, then the next time you try to go to have sex and you're just like, hey, you want to put that outfit on?
Yeah.
What if every day she doesn't want to be baby every day?
I want you to be my baby again. Goo goo gag on it. Jesus Christ.
I got your binky right here.
You jerked off driving though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that too. I was on cruise control. Like late at night.
I didn't have cruise control. I was on a one-way street. It was like a two-way. It was like on an interstate. And yeah, it was rough. I was driving like with my knee.
Yeah, same. Did you have like I had the movie on a cell phone and it was playing through the Bluetooth. Oh. So that was cool. Surround sound, jacking off. But yeah, fucked up. Like I remembered while I was coming, like the car next to me, it was like a child in a seat or whatever.
That's tough.
So I'm like, oh damn, like, thank God they don't see what's going on in here. But it was a weird thing to see.
Right before. That's the tough part. Is like right before you're gonna finish seeing something weird.
Yeah.
Or like I've had times like right before I'm about to like finish, like somebody will like come home.
Yes.
Like if
family,
bro. Or you get a phone call. You get a phone call. Like my mom would call when I'd be mid video and be like
FaceTime.
Well, accident. You just delay this process 20 minutes.
100%. Yeah. No, that's tough stuff for sure. Okay, what do we got next? Okay. Hooking up with girls on their OnlyFans. I've been with a few girls who have an OnlyFans. I'll be like, sure, you can blow me on your OnlyFans. They're like, oh, that's so brave of you. That's so cool. No other guys will do that. I'm like, because what am I worried about? Like someone's going to recognize my penis. Like,
Yeah.
that's a whole different issue in itself. So yeah, I'm not worried about that. And I don't feel weird about that. I'm also fine with hooking up with a girl who has a sugar daddy, because if there's a price that's been put on it, now it feels like I'm like getting a deal and I'm getting something for free.
Oh, that's an interesting way to look at that. To go, he's paying this amount for these things, where I
Yes.
go, I'm barely paying anything and
Yes.
getting the whole shebang. Yeah.
So it feels like a privilege.
He's paying to do your nails, your toes, and take you on a date where
Yep.
he gets nothing afterwards.
Yep.
Whereas like, I'm fucking you after Burger King.
100%. But one girl who had a sugar daddy, she wanted to be my girlfriend, and she didn't understand why I didn't want to do that. I go, I don't want to be your boyfriend. She goes, why? I go, well, because you have a sugar daddy. She goes, so? I go, an old man pays you money to have sex with you once a month.
Oh, that's not a sugar daddy. She's prostituting.
Yeah, I think
There's
so
a
too. But
difference.
they just
To me, sugar daddy has a
You only consider sugar daddies if they don't fuck them?
yeah.
Oh, dude.
Most sugar daddies, that's
nice
the
of
thing.
you.
Like most sugar babies don't put out. It's mostly like dates and like minimal stuff.
That's even crazier.
or like maybe even like nudes, but
These
like
poor
they
guys.
don't have sex with them.
Yeah.
Like once you have sex with them, that's like a different classification.
Yeah.
That's prostitution.
Most
like
most of my cam girlfriends.
yeah, sex for money is
100%.
escorting and prostitution.
Yeah.
Escorts are just fancy prostitutes.
100%. Yeah,
Like-
you can call it whatever you want, but it comes down to it. Yeah, pretty much most Instagram ladies at this point, it's like, oh, I'm in Dubai. It's like, yeah, how?
Have you ever? That's fine. yeah. You go, come on. Have you ever heard somebody's price and it be disrespectfully low, like reasonably low, where you're like, Jesus? When I was in Mexico for my friend's wedding, we went out the night before and just we're walking around like Mexico, like going bar hopping. And there were prostitutes out there that were like yelling out their price.
Oh, man.
And they were just going, $250, $250. And I was like, $250?
Yeah.
That's too cheap.
Uh-huh.
Like
and what, Mexican money?
no, I think it's American money, but even $250 to have sex with somebody is like,
Dude,
up your price.
you will
dude.
be
Like
shocked
that's
at
crazy.
how much cheaper it actually is.
That's insane.
Oh, bro. We did
$250 to have sex with somebody sounds like you're getting something. You're getting a STD.
Dude, the challenge was in Panama, and our driver goes, the hottest woman you'll ever see in your life, $50 American, you'll have sex with her. Dude, why do you think all these people are going to Thailand? It's like $10.
At a certain money, you just go pay $100 and make sure. Like,
yeah.
I don't want something that's going to be with me forever. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I had sex with the hottest person for $50 and I have herpes. And
Yeah.
you go,
Oh,
come
yeah,
on, man.
100%. No, it's not worth it. Yeah, there's something else with the OnlyFans and the prostitution thought I wanted to remember. I can't remember it anymore. What does this say? Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. No, I don't like that. I don't feel comfortable saying anything.
It's not about comfort, John.
That's all right.
I don't know what this says. Oh yeah. Okay. What about this? Cam Bertrand. Cameron. Have you ever tried to break up with a girl and she says no?
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
It's terrifying. This was like, I know it's crazy. It was middle school. And I was with this black girl and I was like, I think we should break up. And she goes, no. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Because at that point, I'm literally just like, I guess I'll like try again in a few days. Like,
Yeah.
Because you can't force someone to be with you. You can't force someone to love you.
Yeah, but I'm really bad at like the persuasion part of like when they try to convince you why you should stay. Like I've been talked into staying for like a long time.
Oh, 100%. They're like,
I'm like-
things will be.
It's like, hey, I think we should break up. And they're just like,
Yeah.
no, I'll change. This will get better. And then you believe it. And then you
Yeah.
go, remember all the good times.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at remembering the bad times.
Dude,
I
same.
remember all the good times, dude.
100%.
I remind myself, like, when you're about to leave a toxic relationship, I remember every time we've gone to the movies,
Dude.
every time we got popcorn,
Oh,
every
yeah.
time we've held hands.
Dude.
And then when you're in that low moment, you're like, it's always this.
100%. Dude, when you're breaking up with a girl, they become like a human talking scrapbook of your good times.
Oh,
They're like, when we walked around the park and we're never gonna.
remember that time where your brother was and I was there for you?
I guess I remember those 3 seconds of the last 2 years. I guess I remember that brief moment. Things were really good.
Brutal.
But Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, everybody wants to feel loved and everybody likes attention, so it's really hard to be alone.
Being alone is the human condition of like the terrifying thing of like even the worst people are like, I don't want to die alone. Even Hitler didn't die alone.
Yeah.
Like everybody wants to have somebody that, that's why the murder suicide thing, dude. They're just like, I don't want it to be just me. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just kill myself. You gotta come with me.
Yeah. Life is you're either lonely or annoyed.
Yeah.
That's it.
But then the people who are annoyed, that's why you're lonely.
Wait, what do you mean?
The people who are like curmudgeons, they're mad because they don't have anybody, but it's like you don't have anybody. It's the self-fulfilling prophecy of everybody. Get off my lawn. It's like that's why.
Dude.
But then that's why movies where that guy has his like hard exterior melted, where you're like, oh,
that's great.
The guy who didn't like anybody now he likes everybody.
Somebody.
8 Crazy Nights.
Yeah.
Oh, Adam Sandler hates the holidays, but now he has a reason to love them, and you're like.
Dude, yeah, some people just have terrible energy. I went on a date not too long ago with a girl, and I'm just trying to be positive. She had the worst tone of everything. She's just weird off the bat. She's vaping indoors, and I'm trying to like relate to her, get out of her shell. I go, so like, what are your dreams in life? And she goes, what are my dreams? And I'm like, okay. I go, and she's just being weird. And I go, well, I'm like, are you happy like in life? She goes, am I happy? And she goes, I'm about as happy as I can be in this climate we live in.
Yeah.
And I go, what do you mean by that? She goes, the fascism. Whoa. And I was like, oh boy. So yeah, I gave it like 20 more minutes and I walked out.
I hate when dumb people learn new words.
Oh man. Yeah.
Gaslighting. Triggered.
Yeah.
Like fascism. When dumb people cling onto a thing of being like, you're being manipulative. And you go, you don't know what this fucking means. Because if you did, you'd realize that you're doing it.
Dude, people who are like, I hate everybody, immediately like, okay, this is a really bad sign.
Yeah, you're the reason. Right?
So many things. And if a girl goes, I'm not friends with other girls, bad. I'm not friends with anybody. I'm not friends with, or I'm only friends with guys. Like just, so many moments where like immediately you should run away.
Because if you're alienating any broad group of people, you go, oh,
something's wrong with you.
They're also not friends with you.
100%.
Yeah.
So I've had 6 abortions.
Oh, you've had them?
I know, not me. Thank God. I probably wouldn't have had them. I probably would have just kept them.
You would have kept them?
Nah. Well, I'm scared of the doctor. So I would have been like, you're going to put what, where? But nah, I've had, I've paid for a few of them because some of them were...
You paid for 8, but they got 6.
Well, some were international where they have free healthcare. Oh. So thank God for that. But the last one, it kind of died before they could even like suck it out or whatever. So at this point, I'm like, shit, I think they know.
Their babies are killing themselves.
Yeah, they're killing themselves. They're like, oh, we know what's going to happen, which is so fucked up. And the last girl was a doctor, so she was already at work anyway. She just got to do it from work, which is so fucked up. Dude,
you should have told her to keep it. Doctor? Come on, dog.
She's not a good doctor. She kills people all the time. That's how she put it. She said, I'm a shit doctor. I kill people all the time.
Oh, man.
I know. But that was how we met. That was the first thing she said to me. And I was like, I love you.
Is that a foreign one?
Uh-huh.
Oh, foreign doctor. That's why.
It's easier to be a foreign doctor.
Not as foreign as you want it to be.
Yeah.
When you hear foreign, you're like, India?
No, still a white country.
Still a very, first world, as they say.
First world.
Yeah. But American doctors, that's where you're like, you got to lock in. But like foreign doctors, you go, this is why it's free.
Yeah, the 5th abortion, I was at dinner with this girl, and we weren't a couple. We just hung out like every now and then. And very professional business lady. And we're at dinner, and the check comes, and we usually split it because, we're a nice progressive couple. And she goes, you get this one. And I go, huh? It's expensive. I'm like, what are you talking about? We always, we split these things. She's like, I got the next thing. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she goes, I paying for something else. I go, what are you saying? And she goes, I'm getting an abortion tomorrow. I go, what? I'm like, okay, I guess I'll
get this one.
I'll get this one. But damn, yeah, it was so casual. So it was kind of nice that she was so casual about it.
That is wild to just be like, you can get dinner because I'm taking care of this.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah,
that's
for
how
sure.
she told me. And of course, the waiter's standing there like, so you may
Foreign people are they handle emotions differently.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a foreign one.
That was here. That was on U.S. soil.
That was on U.S. soil. Yeah, she's a great gal.
Going 6 for 6 is wild.
I can't believe it.
You're Jordan in the finals.
No,
dude.
I know. 6 abortions are too many. Well, because it's like everybody's progressive, but it's like, well, how progressive are you? Because it's like, everybody deserves a free slice of pizza, but you eat 6 slices of pizza. People are like, it's too much pizza.
That's a lot.
So it's like you can be pro-choice, but even
At
pro-choice
6,
people
you're
are like,
you're the contributing factor.
well, okay, but then the flip side of that coin is, would you rather I have 6 children?
Nobody would rather.
No,
that.
nobody would rather that. But they go, be safe. I lost my virginity with a condom. She got pregnant.
Damn.
I can't do it more safe than that. That's not my fault.
Yeah, but the alternative being like, well, I tried, and so now I may as well just not.
Kinda, yeah. I'm like, I tried that. But okay, but then other times it's like they missed their birth control that day by 1 day. And I didn't know that. They tell me the next day, I missed my birth control. That's how I got pregnant. I go, well, what the fuck? So it's not always my fault. I think I'm pretty...
Having unprotected sex is your fault.
But it feels so good. I don't know how I got here.
Why wouldn't you just get the vasectomy?
Fuck that.
I've been thinking about getting it.
Dude, no
Not
way.
even thinking about it. I'm going to get one.
Dude, that seems so risky to have blades around your
It's not
balls.
blades. That's crazy that you still think that it's blades around your balls. You know what it is? It's a pinhole incision.
Ugh.
It's literally a quick, it's not even an incision. It literally, the needle goes in, it does its thing, and then it's done.
Okay, but if I've also gotten people pregnant 6 times, doesn't that probably mean I'm going to birth the Jesus child who needs to be born?
You wouldn't let it be born.
It's not. I would let it be born eventually, if things are more stable in my life and stuff. Listen, I'm not forcing anybody to do anything, okay? They just see who I am and they go, yeah, it's definitely a better idea that we don't.
That is the human flaw in people wanting to change people, wanting to, I can, you're the wild horse. They're trying to great white buffalo.
Yeah, 100%.
Trying to tame you, trying to tie you down.
Yeah.
Do you think there's ever going to come a period where you are going to let yourself be tied down to one person? Does that not scare you? To think that, what if the end of the road, you're 60 years old, still hoeing, still just slinging dick for attention?
Dude, I'm 2 rejections away from starting my own OnlyFans. I'm so close to already giving in to that world. I had sex with a girl on live stream for 2 weeks. And that was weird because we weren't even cool at that point. That was her idea. She still tried to spin it as well, you brought it up 5 years ago. I'm like, well, you showed up to me. Well, she made me an offer I couldn't refuse. This girl was like, I'll come to your house with a laptop, set it up. You just have sex with me in front of it and I'll give you money. That's a pretty great deal. And she was very beautiful. So I'm like, okay. But it just wasn't as exciting as Hollywood make you believe it is.
You're very interesting because you want the cake and to eat it too. You want it to be your idea. You want it to be under your tutelage almost. You want it to be because you want to have sex with multiple people unprotected, and you want the lore of oh my God, I love you, you love me, but I also want to love this person, love this person. That person made a business transaction. You're like, this feels grimier. This feels like you took the love out of it.
Yeah, but it's also because we had a long past and we were not good. If it was someone who I currently liked better and, was friends with, I think it would be okay. But yeah, I don't know. I'm so close to it. I just don't. My dream, I think I'm going to start an anonymous OnlyFans where I'm I have a mask on or something. And I'll be like, hey, secret celebrity. I was on Netflix. And if you get me up to $1 million, I'll tell you who I am. And of course, they'll all be disappointed if I get there. But the point is, I'm not lying.
But how do you market it?
You go, hey, make me enough. Well, I would just be having sex with girls on camera. And, people want to see that.
But how do you promote it? There's so many...
Secret celebrity OnlyFans. It's a secret celebrity. People would be curious. They'd be intrigued. Who is it? We want to know. He's hooking up with good-looking people.
They're all just hoping it's Matt Rife.
Yeah, they're just hoping it's Matt Rife. I could work out enough to be around there. I look pretty good.
That'd be funny if you just get your body to, and you almost CGI
Similar,
something,
yeah.
so that when it comes time to reveal, they're just everybody's banking. It's almost like The Masked Singer.
Yeah,
everybody's like, it's Trey Songz, and you undo it, and it's Neo, and you're
yeah, you wish. Yeah, dang straight. I don't know what's gonna happen from there. I wish I could remember the one topic that we were on your OnlyFans, but I can't remember what it was.
Oh, the death threats.
Yeah, there's that one. Yeah, should I tell that story? Okay. One time I woke up at 9 a.m. to a phone call. And I pick it up. I go, hello. They go, is this John Jacobs? I go, yes. They go, if you talk to my girl again, I'm going to send 10 guys with machine guns to your house to kill you. And I go, who's your girl? And he goes, don't worry about it. And I go,
brother, you're gonna need to be more specific than that.
If you're gonna threaten my life, I'd like to know who it is. I go, well, then how do I know not who to talk to? And he goes, well, don't worry about it. You're blocked on her phone now. You're never gonna talk to her again.
So then what was this threat for?
Yeah, exactly. None of this is making sense. It's 9 a.m. There's like a TV on in the background. There's like a dog barking. It's like, dude, first work on your threat etiquette. Like, if you're gonna threaten my life, like, be in a payphone, be scary, put on a voice or whatever. But this guy's like starting his day off. Like, hey, what's going on? But yeah, so threatening me, machine guns, kill you, come to your house. And so he won't tell me who it is. And I go, why are you being so weird? Yeah. And he goes, I'm not being weird. Just don't talk to my girl ever again.
Also, first of all, the idea of telling somebody who's threatening you, I'm going to send guys to kill you. Hey, you're being weird.
Yeah, you're being weird, dude. Why are you trying to fucking kill me?
Hey, chill out, dude.
Yeah, also machine guns. This
take it down a level.
This Call of Duty ass threat. Machine guns.
Yeah, no, that's how that immediately tells me the threat is not
nothing
real.
At all.
This is a bank accountant. This guy works at Chili's.
And 10 guys. 10 guys willing to throw their life away to murder some
10
stranger?
guys with machine guns. The only thing crazier if he straight up was just like, I'm just in 10 black guys with machetes.
Yeah, seriously. It was the most fake, weird threat ever. So I'm like, well, can you give me a hint to like who you might be talking about? And he goes, well, you said some shit to her like you would fly her out to see you. And I'm like,
again, brother, I'm going to need you to be a little
more. I say that nonsense to everybody. I've never done that in my life. I'm like, okay. I still have no idea who you're talking about. And he's like, well, doesn't fucking matter. He goes, I know where you live. And I go, where do I live? And he goes, you live in Seminole Heights. And I'm like, dude, I haven't lived there in years. I'm like, keep up with me.
This dude's threatening you from 2018.
I don't even fucking live there. So, yeah, threatens my past. And
is this on?
Yeah, no, it's still going.
Okay.
What about this one? This one's blinking.
No.
I just want to make sure it's going because this is funny as fuck.
Thank you.
This is insane.
Yeah, so he goes, you just said to throw her out. And I go, I'm like, you tell me anything else? And he goes, nah. He goes, I'm not going to tell you anything because I know you'll just go on MTV and cry about it. And I'm like, dude, I wish. I'm like, you think I can just go on MTV? And
I don't think you're just having a regular conversation with this guy.
I'm just talking to the fucking guy.
Just trolling and being like, you think I can just go on MTV?
Yeah, so we go through all this, and now he's just like getting tired. We have nothing left to talk about. So he goes, all right, well, he goes, well, I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, and I'm like,
hey, you guys, okay. You want to watch the game later?
Yeah, seriously, like, okay. And then I just go right back to sleep, right? Because it's 9 a.m. So I wake up later, and you know how sometimes if a random number calls you, it has their name?
Yeah.
It had the guy's name. So I just go
didn't even try to call him unknown?
Nope, didn't even call unknown. But I guess he blocked my number because I tried to call him back. I texted him and stuff. I'm like, hey man, talk. I know who you are now. Like, talk to me. But so he blocked my number. So I look him up. I see who he is, and I go, okay. So I see who he is.
Then you're trying to find his girl.
Yeah. So I see the girl, and the girl is a random girl off an app we matched on. I've never met her. I've never even met her. All we did, we had texted before, but we never met. And literally, the last message from her was her saying, do you know anyone at all in Tampa I could fuck? Because I'm just looking for anyone.
Oh my God.
Yep. And
did you recommend anyone?
I did.
This is my homie James.
I recommended.
Oh my God.
She said she didn't fuck black guys.
Ah.
But I tried to, try
damn.
to film one.
I respect the alley-oop.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, my buddy's there.
Here's my friend.
Yeah, and then anyway, so this guy and that girl, they're engaged.
Wow.
Yeah, her last message to me was, anyone at all. I'll fuck anyone at all. Now she's engaged.
It's funny to think that like this guy thought that you like really loved his girl.
And
like,
I didn't even know who she was.
If you ever reach out to her again, it's like, I didn't reach out to her to begin with.
I didn't even remember her name. So if he even told me her name, I still would have been like, I have no idea.
It's Claudia. And you go,
yeah. Still nothing. Yeah. But yeah, so 10 guys with machine guns. He hasn't reached out again, but
That's somebody where I would be so petty to be like, you battle the decency thing of being like, he's annoying for doing that. And he's also very insecure and lame as fuck. But like, you also go, she has her own issues and shouldn't be with a guy like that because she wants to be free. He wants to be controlling.
Yep.
So I would battle the demons of like, do I just screenshot this and go, listen, dog, when you hit me up about don't fuck my girl, she was trying to fuck anybody.
Literally. Yeah.
So how about,
yeah.
you know, that's tough.
No, it's clearly a very bad relationship. And like, yeah, like I could see the guy, I could see where he worked and shit. I could just walk into his job and be like, hey,
this guy guys with machine guns.
Yeah, machine guns.
Also, even though it's an insane threat, still a threat, and it's still a crime.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, kill you. CB, cornerback, Cam Bertrand. You ever get roadhead?
Yeah.
I had multiple convertibles in my life, and I would get roadhead with the top down, and that's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And one time, you know, we're driving through the city, and the girl's kind of like, you know, it seems like a good idea. And she goes, but I'm worried, like, people would, you know, be able to see into the car while I'm doing that. And I try to show them, like, but look, like, this is where the door height's at. So I go, so they're just going to see over you. They're not going to see you. A bus pulled up. Yeah, I forgot that, you know, buses are high up.
Yeah, trucks are also high up.
Yeah. So,
like, there's a lot of cars that are vehicles that are higher than convertible.
Yeah.
Like, this angle is 100% visible.
One time I was with a girl and unprotected. She's not on birth control, but she would watch her cycle. You know, you meet those girls. I watch my cycle. It's working. Sure. Okay. I don't care. And I'm like, are you sure it's safe? And she goes, yeah, it's totally fine. A guy came at me yesterday.
Bruh. That's wild.
Like, is that why it's so warm?
That's literally crazy.
So even worse, as if that's not the worst thing you could hear while having sex with somebody. She, like, at some point it was kind of like, oh, like, did you want me to go down on you or something? And she, for a second, she's like, yeah. And then she goes, oh, wait. She goes, I'm full of someone else's cum right now. She was with somebody like an hour before, but she was like, I just, you know, we didn't have any sort of relationship at all past hooking up where like I could even judge or anything. So I'm just
but like the fact that she almost let you do it. Oh yeah,
almost.
The fact that she was like, well, wait a minute. Like,
no, I'm full of cum right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And yeah, dude, I think my issue is I'm so non-judgmental of girls and partners that I attract a lot of quirky people. And I think it's just because personally I'm like, oh, I'm a comedian. Like I live a unorthodox lifestyle. Who am I to judge?
I'm glad that you attract that though.
Yeah, but I need to learn to have like standards and stuff that I judge and stuff.
I don't know, because the thing is the person who doesn't have that, like if you're not hooking up with that, I'm glad you're hooking up with that, because you would break a regular person, if that makes sense. Somebody who's not having hooked up with somebody previously, you would give them casual sex and casual affection, as far as like the I love you so much, like the love bombing thing of like, no, I really do love you, but I don't want to spend forever with just you. Mm-hmm. That would, like, it takes a different type of person to give you what you are looking for too. The trade-off is that like you're non-committal and they're committal to everyone. Like, I think that that's a fair trade.
Yeah.
Because I think the unfair trade was if you were just out here just kind of destroying people's psyche.
Yeah, that'd be bad. I don't want to do that. I don't want to hurt anyone ever. But I think that's the issue, that me trying to make everyone happy is naturally going to hurt everyone involved. But I saw one quote was, you know, you ever think, why can I never find the right person? Why is that in my life? I seem to always be stuck alone or with not great people. You ever think that maybe God is protecting everyone else from you?
It's an interesting take, but also you're the one who's like not settling down.
Right.
You're like, why can't I find the right person? And you went to couples therapy and said, I want to fuck other people.
Yeah. The couples therapy didn't open well. The couples therapy opened with me going, she punched me in the face.
It's crazy to get punched and they go, all right, we'll see a counselor. Because the counselor is going to make you want to not punch me again.
Yeah. I've had to call the police on multiple partners.
Says a lot about who you date.
Dude, it's a shame because like at first I'm like, okay, it's just like I need to avoid like the loud girls. I need to avoid the loud, obnoxious girls. Let me like talk to a quiet girl. Quiet girl is just as crazy. And now there is no balance. There's no any in between. And I just have to be prepared for anyone. Dude, I was talking to someone who very beautiful, nice, great girl, and she has zero drama in her life. And it's so unnerving for me. Because I'm like, I'm just not used to it at all.
Yeah.
And I should spend more time with that person. But it's also an excitement thing and an entertainment thing. I'm like, well, it's kind of boring.
Yeah.
I go, you don't like drama, but I guess you do.
If you on paper had to describe exactly what you're looking for, do you think that you could find that person? And then if you found that person, this is what I think the underlying dilemma would be. Mike and I have talked about this a bunch. If you go, they got a great personality. They want to have sex as much as I do. Their family's great. They don't have drama. Like all these things, you find the perfect person. Guess what? That person's going to be ugly. Like it's one of those things where like all the qualities you want, you sacrifice looks, and all the looks that you go, oh my God, they're fucking beautiful. They are not going to have half the shit that you want. It's like the person that you are attracted to and the person that you're like compatible with, it's you sacrifice one or the other. If you're super attracted to this person and they're perfect for you in every way, that's the person where you go, oh, I want to marry this person, and then something happens, they get hit by a fucking bus. Like it's always something weird.
One time I went on a Tinder date with a girl and she wanted to meet at the hub where people smoke cigarettes inside. I go, can we meet anywhere else? They smoke inside. She goes, no, we have to meet at the hub. Okay, fine. I meet her at the hub. She's chugging whiskey. She's getting wasted. I'm like, okay, she's going pretty hard. Something's going on. She goes, I was engaged recently. She goes, yeah, one day me and my fiance went out to like buy groceries and he gets hit by a bus right in front of me and dies instantly. This was like a couple months later maybe, and she was not okay at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I didn't hang out with her after that, and she was like, why didn't you want to hang out more? And I was like, oh, it's just me. I thrive in dating the first 2 weeks of a relationship and the first 2 weeks out of a relationship. Those are the best periods of my life.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, I think something about the brand new relationship, it's just I'm so good at catering to whatever they want or whatever they need. I'm the perfect, entertainer, this and that. But one time an ex, she really got to me. She was arguing with me, trying to say whatever she could to be mean to me. And she said, you'll change your entire beliefs based on whoever you're talking to. And I said, you're right.
Damn. That's tough.
Yeah, that made me really sad. I didn't say you're right. I was more like, damn. I mean, in my head, I'm just like, I think I'm just like polite for the most part. And like, if somebody says something I don't agree with, I just don't fight them on it. But I don't know. Maybe I do change a lot for whoever I'm around or talking to.
My issue, I've been going to therapy, and my issue is that having done stand-up the last 11 years and most of it my adult life, I am willing to see both sides of everything.
Yes.
So it's like, it's not that I'm changing my opinion based on what other people think or feel, but I can absolutely see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
I can debate both sides of any argument.
100%.
Any argument. So that's the problem is like, there's a few things that I have a hard stance on where I go, I'm unwavering in this, because everything else I go, yeah, I could see why one way or the other. So it's like, what do you want to eat, this or this? I go, I can see which one, I could see voting for this or voting for this.
Yeah.
I could see, I understand why. And you go, so which one do you want? And I go, it all depends.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. It all depends on how, if you're asking me, this is the thing, but also I don't care.
Yeah, I'll go along with a lot of whatever people want. Yeah, I don't take a hard stance on like 99% of things, which, it goes both ways. But yeah, so I definitely do give more than I don't know. Dude, sometimes like even a comic friend was just asking me like, where do you want to live? Like hot or cold? I'm like, bro, I don't have any preferences on anything.
Yeah.
Which is, it gets scary to a point. Cause like at what point am I just giving people whatever they want to see despite who I am or what I actually believe?
I had a day to myself the other day and I could do anything. And I just sat there and I was like, I don't know what I want to do.
100%.
Or I was like, I go to a movie and I went to a movie and I left the movie 20 minutes in because I go, this movie sucks.
Damn.
And then I just walked around the mall and then I just went home.
Yeah.
I was like, I could do anything, but I don't have anything that I go, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I go, I could do that. I could get on a plane and go to Rome.
Yeah.
I don't You know what I mean?
That's almost the most dangerous thing for a performer or an artist is just free time with nothing.
Yeah. What if somebody called me and they're like, "You want to go to Italy?"
Yeah,
I
they go, yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
You know what I
if
mean?
somebody else has a good idea and you want to hang out with them, you go, of course.
Yeah. Like
But-
if somebody's like, "You want to go to a movie?" Yeah, I want to go to a movie. But if it's just me having free time, I go, "Do I want to go to a movie?"
Yeah. Yeah, I get that a lot. A lot of time by myself, I'll just sit by myself with no direction and think like, oh, you know, I got like a show tomorrow, so it's only like 40 hours till that.
Yeah, I guess I could jerk off, take a nap, and then that's like 20 hours.
Dude, I hate jerking off. It hurts my shoulder and it hurts my prostate.
You're jerking off wrong. Why are you using
Bro,
your
I swear to God.
shoulder?
Dude, I don't know. No, it hurts up here. It hurts my groin. No matter how I do it. I don't know what that means, but if I have sex, it's totally fine. Never
I think
any
you're
issue.
jerking it wrong, dude.
Bro, that's what everybody says, but like, I'm not doing anything weird. I'm being very like, I've tried every different which way.
Show us how you do it.
What do you mean? Just normal. Just like a normal, hey.
I've
hi,
never, my shoulder has never been crampy or sore.
How do you hurt your shoulder from that motion?
Dude, I do not know.
Do it again and see if your shoulder.
Just like this. Well, I talked to one of my buddies is a
jerking
nurse,
like
and he said the only thing I can think of is you're coming too hard
Wow.
and you're straining
Dude,
yourself.
one of the most awkward, embarrassing, cringy moments I've ever had in my life. I went to the doctor because it was burning when I peed and I didn't know why. And the doctor goes, jerking off a lot. And I go, I come a lot. And like, that was me trying to be like, I had sex. Like, I do sex. But like, he was like, all right. Like, he, grown ass man just looked at me and goes, all right.
okay.
And then, but like in my head, I was like, I jerk off like 3 times a day.
Yeah,
And
oh, God.
he was trying to be nice and be like, that's what it is.
Okay.
But I was like, well, I didn't want to be like, yeah, I jerk off a lot.
And
so
so what did he call that problem? What was it?
I jerk off a lot.
That
like
was it?
it was literally, he was just like, I was like probably like 18,
That made it
17,
burn?
18. Yeah, dog.
the fuck?
Brother, I've beat it till it bled.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, I went into the ER for an STD test. I didn't know it was the ER. There was a new building near my home that was said like medical building.
Emergency. I think I have syphilis.
Dude, I swear to God, I walk in and there's just a cop sitting in the front. I was like, do they do like STD tests in here? And the cop's like, I don't know. And then some doctor comes out and I'm like, do you guys do STD tests here? And they're like, this is an ER hospital. This is an emergency room hospital. I'm like, oh, okay. And they go, but yeah, we'll do it. And I go, okay. So they make me lay in a hospital bed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they make me pee in a cup.
Your bill was $800.
Dude, my bill is like thousands of dollars. I've never spoken to them again. But my trick, when they call you up, the medical people, they say, hey, you have a medical bill to pay. They go, what? I go, what are you talking about? They go, you were at this hospital on this day. I go, no, I wasn't. And they go, what? And I go, I was never there. And they just go, oh. And they never called me again because I don't know if they have the ability to go back through the cameras or what. But still with that story. So they run they take the piss test. They run it immediately, which is nice. They're like, you're fine. You're good. And the doctor comes in. It's like a young dude. Doesn't want to be there. Doesn't want to be doing this. It's an empty hospital because it's brand new. And I go, yeah, but I feel like I have like kind of a sore or something down there, like, which is worrying me. I go, can you look at it? And he goes, yeah, fine. He goes, yeah. And I show him my dick. He goes, it's fine, dude. And I go, well, like, can you test it for like herpes? Cause like, maybe that's what it could be. And he goes, dude, I'm telling you, you don't have anything. Like, you're fine. And I'm like, well, like, could you do the test anyway? Like to make me feel good? He goes, honestly, I don't even know if we have like the things in here to do that. He goes, but I'm telling you, it's fucking fine. Wasn't fine. The girl had an STD.
Oh my God. I love the dude was like, dude, I already saw it.
The dude was so pissed. I'm like, can you please touch it? He's like,
come on, please. I came here to come.
yeah, the dude is literally like, I'm a doctor. Like, how did this become my life? But yeah, piece of shit. Didn't give me an STD test.
Dude,
so
me and
that's
my
what he
doctor
got.
are almost too cool, like as a relationship.
You have a doctor?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he's the man.
What are you, rich?
No, like he's just
You have insurance?
I've been seeing him for
Mm.
but that's my dog. And so like I've been seeing him for probably last like almost 10 years or so.
Wow.
And he was like you have your childhood doctor that you have for a long time, and then he's my first adult doctor, so I've had him this whole time. And when I before I moved, I got tested, and he never gave me the results. And I asked him, I was like, hey, what are the results? And he goes, you're good.
Oh.
I was like, I don't need paperwork.
Yeah,
I don't
you
need like
show
an
me?
actual like thing.
Yeah.
He just goes, you're good. And I was like, okay, all right. He was like, you don't got nothing. You're fine. I was like, but I don't get like lab results. I don't get
Yeah.
like blood work, like the actual like a confirmation of this and that. He goes, do you need it? And I was like, no. And he goes, you're good.
I want to show people.
Yeah.
I want to frame it. Dude, I got a STD test not too long ago, and it was the most shady clinic or whatever. They wouldn't give me my results back. They were like, it'll come back in a week. The doctor went on vacation and never came back. So weeks go by, I don't get my results. So I went back to the clinic, and I'm like, they said online you have the results. I just need a doctor to read them. And they were like, you don't have an appointment. And I go, there's no one in here. Can anybody? They go, you have the results. Just tell me them. And the guy goes, no. He goes, get out. And I go, dude, this isn't okay. I go,
No,
I might
get
have
out.
a fucking thing. The guy is about to fight me. The guy's about to fight me. Another nurse comes out and is like, whoa, like, you know, she's like, we're trying to help the patients. Right? And the guy literally wants to fight me. And it was unbelievable. I'm like, dude, I'm worried about having an STD. And I just went to a different clinic and had them like transfer the results. Whatever.
That's so funny. We're not giving you nothing.
No, it was crazy. The guy was pissed. The guy was so mad. He's like, you're probably fine. Get out of here.
I could see that guy pull it up and lie.
Bro, he
Just
was
be
so
like,
mad.
you've got AIDS.
Bro, he was mad for the original like clinic thing. He was pissed the whole time. I don't know what the fuck his deal was, but yeah, not cool. Didn't like it at all. But, yeah, man, STD shit, fucked up.
0 stars.
Yeah, I left a long review, which was like, dude, I still don't know what's going on. But
We're trying to help the patient.
yeah, they
That's
literally had
so
to calm him down. Like, we don't want to hurt the patients. We want to help the patients.
But then we get double the money.
Yeah, the guy was like, yeah, the guy was mad as hell. But yeah, so that's a good dating stuff. I mean, okay, so what do you think about this? At this point in my life, I've been in love, like true love, I believed 10 times. And that feels like too many times. So in my head, I'm just like, I don't know how many more times I can like be in love.
You think you're running out?
I think I'm running out.
You're running out of love.
Yeah, I think I'm running
like,
out
the
of
next
love.
one, this is it.
I feel like I have a lot of love to give, but I'm not sure if I can believe in being in love again. I don't know.
My true, honest opinion, I think where you're at right now, with not wanting to commit to one person, it would be really hard to have full unconditional love for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can love, I do believe that you love people, and I do believe that you believe you love people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think people have different value to you throughout your life. You value your banter with someone. You
Mm-hmm.
value your connection with somebody. You value how much they value you. You value different things. And like, those are things that you can love about somebody. I just think it's hard to be like, I truly love this person, but I also love this person, like at the same time. I think it's very, you almost got to separate them.
Dude, I don't know how many more first dates I can do either, because it's just like telling your origin story over
yeah.
and over again.
Dude, that's the worst. It's having to relearn a person and having to retell your story.
Yeah.
I hate talking about myself.
Oh, dude,
Like
yeah,
on a
like,
date when somebody's like, so about you, I'm like,
yeah,
tell me about you and
yeah,
let's riff.
just keep talking. Yeah, let's just
Yeah.
keep riffing. Yeah, hey, I grew up here. I do this.
I don't
did
want to
this.
tell you about stand up the last 11 years. It's fun. I love it. Let's do something else. Let's talk about life.
And a relationship will never understand what stand up is like ever. No. They think it's cool. They think it's this and that. But yeah, you go, well, I'm going to be out and people are probably going to want to fuck me at some point. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, it's just every day. I have no idea what I'm doing at all.
Why do you think you search for the validation so much, or like the
Probably because my mom said. Well, I grew up with Tourette syndrome. I never thought I'd be able to drive a car. I never thought I'd have a job in my life. There was a handicapped woman who would rip tickets in my movie theater when I was a child, and that was the only person I thought I was going to be like. I never thought I'd do anything. So eventually being able to suppress Tourette syndrome. I mean, Tourette's, it just feels like a demon or something is like controlling you and not letting you do things unless you do what they want. So I've been obsessed with control forever, and I never thought anyone would look at me in a nice way. So yeah, there's that. And then yeah, losing my mom at a young age, the only female presence in my life who cared for me or loved me. You know, I just have a void inside of me and a void in my heart. Where
do you think one person would ever be able to fill that void entirely?
I don't think one person will ever be able to fill that void. And it's sad, but it's, you know, and every time I believe this will be the person, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's boredom or like the ADD or what, but I just can't seem to like commit long term to people no matter how great I believe they are. Because at first I'm like, oh, maybe a comic would be great because we have a similar life. And they go, oh, no, it's no good. Too close, too much drama. And then I'm like, oh, well, this person does improv. That's comedy, but separate. But still, I don't know. Everyone just has their own drama too. And I think my issue is I've always put women on a pedestal. I've always put my partner on a pedestal until they like start fucking up big time. Then I'm like, oh, you weren't the person I believed you were. So you're not the person anymore.
So you think your ability to give up is like...
I give up fast
right there.
because I want them to be as good as I will be to them. And it always feels like I've been good longer than they'll be for me.
Yeah.
So I'm still doing whatever you want for me. But then like, oh, suddenly you're like wasted and calling me an asshole and being mean to me. I'm like, oh, well, you weren't the person. And then especially like, I've never had a regular breakup. It feels like every single time we've broken up, we've gotten back together multiple times, and that changes the dynamic. And, if each of us have slept with different people, that's different now too. And like, it's just, I don't know. I mean, just traditional dating seems to be very hard for me to commit long term.
You're toxic.
I think I am.
I think everybody who is toxic is, there's a reason.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a backstory and everybody's got an origin.
But I also try to warn people too, and I explain as much as I can, like, I have issues dating and issues with love. And
I mean, there's serial killers that still get love mail and they get married in prison by being like, hey, I'm a murderer, right?
Yeah.
And then people are still like, yeah, but I can change you, or like, oh, I can fix you. And then
it's a project and it's a challenge. People go, we see so much potential.
Who's the Rose Blanford, whatever.
Is that a lady who killed somebody?
That's the weird girl who killed her mom.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Gypsy Rose.
Yes.
Blanford.
Yeah, why did she kill her mom?
Because the mom was actually a terrible mother and a crazy person.
Okay.
Her mom raised her as like this sick child and like told her like you can't walk and you're sick and Munchausen syndrome,
like that
something
movie.
like that.
By proxy.
That movie with that black lady who hangs out with the kids in high school. That one? I think it was just called Ma. You see that one? It was great.
Mama or something like that.
Yeah, it was like a middle-aged black lady who throws high school parties.
See, I didn't watch the movie, but I saw
the yeah, she was
poster.
cool as hell.
But so like when you look at her, she got married while she was like locked up, and then when she got freed and they lived together, then it was just like, oh, the lore has worn off. You're actually you're not the person I thought you were, kind of thing. And so like I think once the lore wears off of like
grass is greener. Always. That's why the first 2 weeks in and the first 2 weeks out are always the best for me because it's new, it's exciting.
Yeah, first 2 weeks out, you're like, I can do anything, and then you
get lonely again, and you go, oh man, I hate this.
And then new spark happens, and you go, oh, this is the thing.
Yeah. So I mean, which is a natural human thing to always be searching for love and searching for acceptance and warmth. But yeah, it just feels like a never-ending cycle, and it feels like running on a treadmill. And it's like, but yeah, also it's like, but do I actually want to change it? And I'm like, I don't think I want to change it. I like my life for the most part, and like I don't want to change my personality, and it's it's what makes me who I am and makes me unique. I think you try to spin all these things to be positive, right?
Do you think if you never find one person to settle down with, you'll be okay? Like if you're 65 and you,
I think I'm gonna act like this my whole life. Maybe I'll be like, I dream to be better at like business stuff and marketing stuff, but I think I'm still gonna be like a 16-year-old kid my whole life. Everyone is the age of their major trauma. I'm sure that's why we're both children. Dude, Michael Jackson was 5 years old his whole life because he never got to experience a real childhood. Lil Wayne is skateboarding. You know what I mean? Like everybody is stuck at that age of their major trauma. It's called arrested development. So yeah, I think that's why it's so interesting when you meet people who like truly feel like adults, because you're like, damn, like nothing kept you at 12 or whatever.
Or you've been adulting since you were an adult. Like if your trauma happened when you were already an adult,
then
like you were already in that rut.
Yeah,
it didn't really change you. You just stayed 30.
Bro, it's crazy. I mean, when you meet like those Hallmark families, dude, it's crazy when you meet families who are like all really good together. Mm-hmm. You're like, damn, what is
how'd y'all do that?
And it's
y'all got like you remember one of those families that has like family dinner, like every night they all sit down at the table and they all talk, and if you touch your phone, hey, what are you doing? We're at the dinner table. We're all talking. You're like, Y'all talk. Nobody's talking to me.
Yeah.
About to check Instagram. What are you talking
But
about?
you know what? They don't get Ferraris. We're gonna be we're gonna make up for it. We're gonna compensate, and it's not gonna make us happy. And then we'll go on a different podcast, and they say, they say the Lamborghini is gonna make you happy, but it doesn't. So you got to enjoy every second. So I think overall, dude, I literally live like by the second. Like, dude, I'm not thinking about tonight. I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I'm thinking about this moment right now.
That's actually beautiful.
I think it is.
I
That's
think
Buddhist
so far down the road.
Bro, I have terrible vision, right? I like can't see most anything. But someone talked about like Buddhist monk shit, and they're like, the ultimate enlightenment of a Buddhist monk is they're able to see everything at once. They're not focusing on any detail. That's how it feels for me all the time, just because I don't see details. So like I feel like I'm existing in the whole all at once and seeing everything. Dude, details are for females. Are you kidding me? I'm not. But yeah, so like everything looks cleaner, everybody's prettier. I don't focus on any one thing. So yeah, it feels vaguely zen to not be worried about any one thing. But it's also like, but is that also because things are in such a crisis mode that if I do stop and just try to think about everything at a whole, I'd go, how did this happen? But at the same time, not really, because, people still kind of gas me up and people are very proud of me. And especially like in the comic sense, like we hate our shit so much in terms of like where we're at. But then, you go, oh, well, they're like 90% of the scenes are still like wishing they were you. You know what I mean? You're like, I wish I was famous. I wish I was a household name doing arenas. But like, at least I'm not, begging for open mic sets or whatever.
Please let me do these 3 minutes.
Yeah. So it's like, trying to be grateful for your space and where you're at, but also, nothing's ever enough and you need more and we need more attention. And yeah, why do you think you want attention?
That's deep. I don't know. I guess just because I always kind of played the background.
Yeah.
Like all of my friends were always the funniest. And I go, yeah, I might not. I don't like the attention of being the life of the party.
Yeah.
Like I don't like the standing on the table and everybody's like, oh my God, look at that guy. Like that to me is terrifying. Right. But I love the idea of stand up. Like I just love because even after the show, I want to talk to all the people who came to the show and thank them and answer questions that they have and like really like give pieces of myself to them. And I really try my best to engage with people. But like after that, I don't have anything else to give. Like when people are like, oh, you want to come with us to this bar afterwards? I don't. Like, because I love you so much for coming to the show. I appreciate you so much. You took time out of your day. You did all these things. And that's why I do my best to, sell the merch and shake hands and take the pictures and do everything. But like after that, it's like, I just, I'm very to myself when it comes to that. So it's like, I love being appreciated. I don't know if I love the attention.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, and stand up in general is like a professionally regulated space and time for you to do your thing.
Yeah. There's lights, there's a microphone, there's all this. That's why it's so hard for me when somebody does the tell me a joke thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And I go, this isn't the right setting.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a party. I mean, it's like you're saying if you were in the background for like those kind of things, this is now a space.
I'm usually hoodie up in the corner, just like minding my own business. And so like anytime somebody's like, hey, do it now. I don't want to do it now. Like I want to do it at the club.
Yeah.
I want to do it when there's a purpose.
Yeah. One time my grandma told me, she said, your older brother and your dad are always so dominant in like conversations at dinners. That's probably why you're so quiet. And yeah, I agree with that. And I never really thought about it too much, but because I was 5 years younger than my brother, that's a far enough disconnect where like you don't really get to like have an opinion, you know what I mean? Because like you're just a kid.
My brother was the coolest person on the planet, and like he was 6 years older than me. And every time I was around him, I would just be quiet and just watch, and just listen, and just anytime I would chime in, I would just be shut up.
Exactly.
Not in a mean way. It's just kind of like you're a kid.
Yeah, your opinion isn't really you're a kid. So I think that just stuck with me forever. And I've also noticed that life is easier for the most part if I just shut up, because like. I mean, I have crazy opinions on a lot of stuff. Aliens and government shit. Like that's what I think about. But, I know that nothing good is going to come of that if I start sharing that.
That's how I feel too. Where it's like, there's people who get to know if I deem them like they can have a conversation. Like if I feel like, oh, we can have a productive back and forth over this. Otherwise, if I'm telling my grandpa about something that I know he's not going to care about, I go, why?
Yeah.
Why am I just trying to believe what I believe? That's crazy. I'm not going to change your opinion. I don't have an urge to change anyone's opinion. I have an urge to discuss Like, because I don't mind changing my opinion if it makes sense. Like, let's go fucking back and forth. Let's figure this out. But like, I don't want to just be like, this is what I believe, and everybody who believes otherwise is stupid. And you're like, shut up, dude.
Yeah, I feel like I just become like a simple kind of yes man, quiet assistant around my family or whatever. You want me to take the dog out? Okay. Oh, get the sure. Okay. So it's just a lot of quiet whatever, which is like ironic because they see me on stage and me being a bigger personality in the rest of my life. I'm on Instagram. Hey, what up, y'all? Mm-hmm. But then in their space, I'm just sitting quietly for hours.
Yeah.
So it's a very strange dynamic, but it's the easiest way to navigate our lives, I guess, and the least path of resistance, least friction. I just want to be a good kid, I just want to do whatever you want. Even though I'm not doing what they want in life for the most part, like just please get a stable job. Please do anything to, be stable in any way. And, I'm like, I'm trying. Like, dude, I apply for so many regular ass jobs and I don't get any. Dude,
Yeah, the resume is tough though.
I know.
It's like, what have you done for the last 10 years?
I know.
Go, oh.
Dude, my last real jobs was a janitor and an Uber Eats driver. So like, and I would do that shit again. Dude, my dream is to work on a farm or in a petting zoo. I would do that happily and do stand up much less. I've applied to almost every farm in the country. None of them have responded to me.
That's pretty wild. I didn't even know you could apply to a farm. I thought you just show up. No,
yeah.
What's your name? You go, John, and they go, I like that name.
There's a separate website for farm jobs. And
grab a bucket.
And I tell them my whole life story. I'm like, hey man, I just want to get away from like.
It's the voice.
Yeah. Not even though it's the tone of the email.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, how are you? They're like, trash.
I would love to be on your farm.
Yeah. Yeah. What you got to do is you got to have like ChatGPT write it as like a 50s farmer.
Bad grammar.
Yeah. I like to farm good.
I can lift heavy bags. Yeah.
Farm good. Name Jebediah.
I brush the horse. Yeah. But yeah, so it's like, but also I try to take all these things as a sign of like where I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, dude, I was on MTV 10 years ago and I haven't been on any major television projects in 10 years. And I've been applying for 10 years and it's just rejection after rejection. And right now I'm in the running for 6 television shows. One of them I've had 4 interviews for. So like fingers crossed, but it's like, that's why I say I'm like 2 rejections away from just like doing porn, dude. I can't keep doing this. And, I don't think I'm on the verge of like a mental breakdown, which is like what it would sound like saying these things out loud. Because I'm happy in my life. Like I'm happy day to day. But like just on paper, I see these things and I'm like, how many rejections can a person take before you have to go, I'm just not supposed to be doing this. So I'm at that point where it's like stand-up clips, social media. It's like, you used to get the videos with millions of views where you get lots of follows. The last video I made that had 1 million views, I feel like I lost 20 followers. So I'm like, things aren't even working out in that regard. So I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing in life? I mean, I know I can entertain people like relatively well, however that goes, but if people aren't demanding me or if people don't want me, I'm tired of trying to force myself in a space that people aren't inviting me into.
Yeah.
So this is the last thing you're ever going to see me on, guys. Good God. Yeah, sorry to be a little heavy there.
No, that was deep. I like it.
Thanks.
Is that it?
That's about it.
Tight.
Beautiful, guys. We love you. Thank you for whatever this was.